Well, good morning and welcome to a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus. You know, there's nothing like a little Instagram technical difficulty to get your day going. All right, so we are going to be spending about the next 45 minutes together putting on our makeup and learning a Bible memory verse together. For season 2, we have an ultimate goal of memorizing the book of James. That planner coloring book is still in process. So I would like to say thank you, though, to those of you who helped vote on a cover design. I appreciate that, and I love working on this project together with you. For those of you who are working on behind the scenes, thank you as well. So we now have a working title, though, so yay! So more to come on that, and then we'll jump into the book of James. I know we started on it a little bit, but I want to give us the best opportunity for success for truly getting that book of James in our hearts. So we've kind of taken a little bit of a step back, and therefore the verse that we did last week, let me get over to that. Okay, the verse that we did, well, actually, let me start out with our podcast verse. So our verse for the podcast is Psalm 119, verse 11. I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. So that's kind of like the foundation verse for why we do what we do. And then the verse that we worked on last week was Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Philippians 4:13, not gonna lie, that was kind of a selfish verse on my part because I needed to be reminded all week as I'm working on this journal for you that I can do all things. There's a light at the end of the tunnel now, and it is coming down the pipeline. So, all right, let me get that off your screen. Now, the verse that we're going to be working on for this week, little selfish again, but I think that we all probably have things in our life that this can relate to. So we're going to be setting in Proverbs this time. We're going to be Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. That's right. When God is for you, no one can be against you. So I can do all things. Wait. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. So let me get that scrolling across the bottom of our screen there. There we go. And I know I can hear some of you dinging and chatting already. So let me get the chat going. There we go. Good morning. So good to see all of you on here. So remember, you can ask your question online while we're live. That will show up in my chat screen. Doesn't matter what platform you're on. Technically speaking, it should show up on my chat screen. And I'll do my best to get that question answered for you live on the air. Now, if you are watching this podcast as a review, and your whatever platform it is that you're, maybe you're on Podbean checking this out, but whatever you're on, if you have a question about it, there's going to be a comment space. You can leave your comment there, and I'll respond back to you and answer your question for you. So today, our easy makeup theme is going to be Juvia's Place's Warrior 3 palette. That is this bad boy here. Absolutely love the colors in this palette. So we're going to kind of do, I'd call it a retro blue throwback kind of thing. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So what are you going to need for this? You're going to need kind of a fleshy neutral color, whatever that means for you in the pigmentation in your skin. Then you're going to need kind of a couple of blues. And then, so those are kind of in the medium range. Really, there's not any darks. There's like 4 medium ranges in this one. You can do this with any color combination that you want. You're just going to need a little differentiation between their intensity. So 4 colors in total. One's going to kind of be, 2 are accent colors and the 2 are going to be like foundation colors. So anyways, enough talking about that. Let's just jump in there. And let me just tip this down ever so slightly. There we go. Okay, so we are going to start with our foundation, which, I guess it's a foundation of your foundation. Anyways, we're going to be using the Urban Decay. This is the All-Nighter Primer, and I love this. It does so many things for you. I'm a combo skin, so some things it does for me is it helps to kind of keep oil control at its bay. If you do have any oil that kind of creeps up, it is going to keep your foundation from separating. So literally 1 pump of this is all that you need. That will do your whole entire face. So we're just going to blend it between the tips of our fingers. And then I usually start out under the eyes because it's going to smooth out fine lines and wrinkles. It's going to help your foundation to adhere better. So pretty much any place you're going to put your foundation is where you want this. I like to rub it around the edge of my lips as well. Kind of helps that lipstick just stay in place, no bleed out. And then for those little fine lines and wrinkles I got around the eye, we're just going to do that. Okay. Simple process, easy peasy. All right, now we're going to work to our concealer. So for me, this is going to be 2 shades lighter than my foundation so that I get a little bit of removal of the colors I don't want and then kind of elevate the area just a little bit. So for me, this is the Bye Bye Under Eye. This is the shade 11, Light Nude. And this goes a long way. So we're literally just going to use like a little tiny bit. And we're just going to put that where we want it. I have a lot of redness happening here. And some darkness and kind of a little bit of purpley right here. So we're just going to kind of loosely, lightly tap it where it goes. And then we're going to let that set for just a second and chit chat. Let that warm up to our body temperature so that it will blend out nicely. I have been really enjoying the new foundation from It Cosmetics. So we're going to be using that today. And with that, they created this nifty little star brush. The handle is clear. The brush shape is a star. You may not be able to see that this way, but you can, because I've used the brush, you can kind of see. Anyways, the bristles are nice. It's a little bit, I like it a little bit denser personally, but I do like the texture of it. Beautiful thing about It brushes is you never shed hairs because these are hand tied underneath here. So they stay in place. Seriously, I've had some of my brushes for, I'm going to say like 20 years. So they're just beautiful. So now that it's warmed up just a little bit, we're going to blend it out. And it's going to kind of act like a eyeshadow primer for us there. And then we're going to get rid of that redness I got on the top of my cheeks, redness on my nose. And then we're just going to sweep it up around the eye. Now, you can see we have now evened out our playing field as far as redness and discoloration goes. So now we're going to keep using that same brush, but we're going to use our foundation. And for me, that's going to be the It Cosmetics. This is the CC Natural Matte, and this is in the shade Light Nude. And I don't know why I do this. I don't even know if you need to do this, but I always just give things like a couple of shakes. It feels like you need to mix it up. I don't know if there's technically any reason, but it seems like things perform better. So there you go. Tap it if you want. Okay, so literally 1 pump of this is all that you need. This does have an SPF of 40 in there, has skin-loving ingredients. So like you are doing so many things at one time for your face will love you. So we're just going to tap this all around, kind of share the love, and then we'll blend it out. Yeah, there's not really any magic. Great question. Not really any magic for like the order that you're doing it. I like to use circular motions so that you don't end up with like streaky line things around the eye area. We're just kind of blending it into that concealer. We're making sure we get along that jawline there so we don't have any, like dead lines. Gone are the... I'm not even sure we actually ever liked the jawline line, but we did have it. And gone are those days. No jawline lines. So that brings me to, if your foundation is giving you a lot of discoloration between your face and your neck, come in and see me in my store, Midlothian. We'll match you to a foundation. We'll do a shade match for you. And let's say bye to neckline. That's correct. There's no charge for that. That's just part of what we do for you. Now, if you want us to do our makeup for you, that's a whole nother story. We can do that though, if you just don't want to do it yourself. All right, so we're going to be setting our makeup here with the Hourglass. This is the Veil, which is a translucent. I have super enjoyed this. So it has a little reservoir like this, and then the lid looks like this. So when you're tapping it upside down, it's going to end up in that little reservoir, and then it's just like the perfect place for you to use your little thing. I am using this is the Beauty Blender. This is their soft puff. Super like this. Does a really good job. It doesn't really suck up your powder, so I like that, because the one thing I don't like about brushes is that you're like flicking powder into the atmosphere. So it just means you have to dust more. I hate dusting. Who likes dusting? All right. So we're going to take okay, some of you are weird. Okay, we're going to take just a tip, and we're going to first go around our eye. And we're just going to set that. And the combination of these two, literally, you know how sometimes you get, like if I don't use this, I would end up with the foundation settling in the wrinkles under my eyes, right? When you put this on there, it does not do that. How does it do that? I don't know. It's magic. This much I know. I don't exactly know how a car works, but yet I get in it and drive every day. You don't have to understand it. You just have to love it, appreciate it, and do it. All right, so now that we've got around the eye done, we're going to flip to the large side of this, and we're going to set the rest of the face. So you're just going to tap it in. And no, there's no magic order in the direction or way you do this. You just need to make sure that, you know, you're getting every part of your face. So, and our cheek. And this is more of a patting and less of a, like, smushing. Yes, I do believe that is the technical term for it. All right. Let me get a little more powder out. I think I talked and fluffed a little too much. Okay. All right. So, getting that other cheek over here. We're going to get the forehead. There we go. Making sure we're getting up that eyebrow, checking the eye area. All right. Now that we have got that done, let the fun begin. We are going to work on our contouring now. So I am going to start out with this brush from It Cosmetics. This end here is going to be the bronzer. This end here is going to be the highlighter. And so we are going to start out with our Hula bronzer from Benefit. Just a nice kind of mid-range, pleasant color bronzer. Start out with the flat side. Just give like maybe 2 swipes. We're going to work from kind of the ear to about to the nose in kind of a circular shape. We're trying to stay just above that small of your cheek there. And same thing on the other side. Yes, another great question. So when I have swiped it in my powder, the powdered side is up when I'm doing this. Okay, flat side again. We're going to work right up on that hairline. And now we're going to switch to the side of the brush. We're going to go from the ear, base of the ear, to about the edge of your mouth. Keep your face in a neutral so that you can find exactly where your jawline is. And you're just going to run that right underneath there. This will give you the illusion that you have a little more jawline than you do. Now, if you just got a super chiseled jaw, maybe you don't need to do that. But for the rest of the world, now we're going to use the side of the brush as well. We're going to go right here, down the side of the nose. And we're going to narrow that nose just a little bit. Again, beautiful small nose. You don't need to probably do that. All right, now we're gonna switch to our matte. This is the MAC Double Gleam Extra Dimension Skin Finish. I know I'm gonna almost need another one. Now we're gonna use the fluffy end of the brush. Just give that a couple of swirls in here, right on that top of that cheekbone, and then right beside the eye there. Give it a couple of swirls. Same thing on the other side. There we go. You can see it just gives that nice little bit of extra glow there. And then we're going to go down the center of the face, making sure that we pay special attention to that Cupid's bow. Okay, nice. Now that we got a little bit of carving out there, we're going to take just a traditional blush brush. This is a MAC, I think 113, 118, something like that. We're going to be using the Juvia's Place Blush. This is the Volume 4. These are some beautiful pink shades. Now today we do have some balloon stuff going on, so I think I'm actually going to live in this one here today. So these are very pigmented. You don't need a whole lot. So literally you're going to take your brush and you're just going to go tap, tap and put it on. So tap, tap between the bronzer and the highlighter right here. And then up between the bronzer and the highlighter on the side there. And then we're going to just like tap it once. Share the love up here. Tip of the nose, chin, just a little bit. You don't really want like color, you just want a little color. Just kind of brings them together. All right. Once you are happy with what you've got going on, you like the intensity and the contrast with your bronzer and highlighter and blush, you are good to go to the next step. But before we do that, let us review our verse. So we should have it. There we go. Coming across the screen right now. So let's say that together. You ready? Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. All right, onward to the lips. So today I'm using my very tiny and well-loved. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 lip liner in the shade of Jilted. Let me get a little more of a tip on there. That is a little dull. There we go. About that much. You don't want it too pointy, just pointy enough. So we're going to start out in that Cupid's bow. And we're not doing an ombre or anything today. We're just giving that lipstick a nice runway of where we want it to be and then finishing out that edge so we get a nice clean edge on our lips. Well-defined lips will give you a nice fuller lip. All right, so we are going to straddle that lip line. So literally we are on the edge. I do not care for that over lip lining thing. Everybody can tell that you're right outside your lips. Okay, unless you're taking pictures from about 20 feet away and you make a couple million, don't do it. Okay, here we go. And we're just going to line out to the corner. There we go. All right, and then we're going to go from the, let's actually start in the center today. Just going to get ourselves a nice curve there. Then we're going to work from the corner to that. Okay, give a look back. Make sure you like your Cupid's bow. Make sure your lip shape is even. Then we're going to take that same lip pencil, come to just the inside of that with a little bit lighter of a pressure. This will help your lipstick wear just a little bit longer and kind of evens out so you don't have like that harsh line of where you had the lip liner. The point is not that you can see the lip liner with this particular lip, just that it's there to support the lipstick. And I am using the MAC. This is the Candy Yum Yum. All right, and I know I put my lipstick on in a funny way. Who else does this? Does y'all do this too? You know, rather than the nice point that it comes out with, I end up with this little like U thing. Okay, I don't know. Too many lunch break lipstick applications. Here we go. Okay, so now we're going to line over everything that we just did so that we get a beautiful Candy Yum Yum lip. Here we go. And now you can see why I have that funky shape because of how I use it. Okay, so now we're gonna do the same thing on the bottom. All right. Give a look back, make sure everything's even. Looks nice. Okay, so now you have a beautiful candy yum yum lip. Okay, so like I said, today we're going to be playing with the Warrior 3 palette. So you're going to need this palette, and then you're going to need some kind of a nude. For me, I have chose the Juvia's Place Nudes. I am going to use, for me and my skin tone, I'm going to use this one right here. It's kind of a gold. I love frosts. Much better than mattes. I'm not sure. I can use a frost and a matte together, but I just don't like an all matte eye look. Maybe it's just how it wears on me. I'm not sure. Okay, so we are going to be using our all over shadow brush. This one right here. This is actually a concealer brush, but you know, do what you want to. It's just a brush. Okay, so we're going to get that gold color or that fleshy color, whatever it is you have chosen, and we're going to do it right up here on that brow bone. This is going to be what we're just going to blend out to. So it just needs to be about the same shade as your skin, a little lighter, a little darker, but around there. All right. Now, let the fun begin. So we're going to start out. Let me show you where we're going to be living in this Warrior 3 palette. So today, we're going to be using this one. What is that one? Congo, Gola, Fanti, and Zinga. So we're going to use all of these today. These are going to be our foundation colors for the eye. Then we're going to accent underneath with this one and in the corner with this one. So super fun. Let's get going with that. So I am going to start out with just a regular eyeshadow brush. So this one would be like this here, just a traditional eyeshadow brush. And we're going to start out with Gola. This one is actually a matte. So we're just going to get that brush going here, and we're going to do that on the inside. About halfway. And then we're going to go up to here. So whether you have hooded eyes like me or not, when you look forward, you want to see that blue peeking up over the opening of your eye. So no matter what the shape of your eyelid is, that's what we're doing. Okay, and again, we're going just a little bit past halfway. And then let's do that same thing on the other side. All right, make sure we got about the same height. Looks like this one's a little bit lower, so let's fix that. Okay, there we go. So because the other color is kind of similar to this, we can just use that same brush. So now we're going to get into the Congo, which is the frost of the two. And Congo's gonna go on the outside over here. Now you can see I'm getting a little bit of fallout because this one, it's not blending quite so nicely. So we're just gonna take our fix-it brush. And then let's get that Congo right up to there. And we're going to go over the edge of where we put the Gola, just so that they blend together. Actually, let's come over just a little bit here on the bottom. Here we go. Same thing on the other side. And then we're going to go over that just a little bit. There we go. And then let's brush this. Okay. Now we are going to take a liner brush. This right here, this is a Real Techniques. This was a set that they had of eye brushes. I can't remember what the set was called, but it came with an eye-shaped tape in it. And I love this one. This is just such a nice smudger. Love the shape of it. The other one I had been using was just kind of like a bullet tip. And that one's nice too, but man, here's where it's at. See the shape of that? It's kind of like an oval. Very, very nice. Okay, so now we're going to be in Fenty. So that's the pink. You're just going to take the tip of it and work the tip in the pink. And we're going to work that right on the bottom line below the eye. And you can see I've got a little bit of shadow there on my waterline. So we're just going to get rid of that. There you go. And then we're just going to blend it out a little bit. Using that same brush, we're going to kind of use the side of it now, and we're going to bring that up around the edge here just a little bit. Right where that blue meets that fleshy color that you put on. Let's set that aside for just a second. I am going to grab, this is a MAC, looks like 194. I think it's 194, 184. It's just a nice flat, you can see very skinny. This I like to use for accent colors on the inside corners of the eye. It just does a nice job of putting color, but not like smudging anything around. So we're gonna take that, we're just gonna set it down in the, what is that called? Zinga, which is that nice pretty yellow. And that's going to go on our inside corner. Oh, you gotta love that. Okay. Again with the inside corner. Just giving a nice little kick of color right there. Okay, on the other side as well. And we're just gonna work that right up on the edge right there. Now I want a little bit more of the Congo coming in. I feel like as we close our eye, it's not quite as visible I was like. So let me take, I'm actually going to go back to that first blue brush I was using right here. And we're just going to get that a little bit more. There we go. Bringing that just a little bit further over. Okay, and then let's just touch this. Okay, so fun. All right, so I feel like the pink is doing pretty good. Let's go ahead and dust away what we've got. There we are. I think I like that. That's pretty. So we're going to take the eyeshadow brush that we used at first, and we're just going to blend out that top. And then we're going to take the blue brush that we had, not going to add any extra shadow to it, but we're just going to blend out that up on the top. And then finally, let's take that pink one, or let's start with the yellow one because that's what's in my hand first. Let's just do that a little bit. And we're going to take that pink one. I actually am going to touch that in there just a little bit. And let's just kind of go over that to blend that out fully. Okay, nice. Can you see that? Yeah, super pretty. Yeah. Okay, so today we're not going to be using, usually I like to line and all that, but I like the simplicity of what we have going on here. So we're just going to go straight to our Too Faced Better Than Sex liquid liner. This is just going to kind of give us a nice clean line for us to set our lashes on. And also it will fill any void in the event that your false lash does not get all the way down to your lashes. It's going to fill in that gap so you can't tell that you have a gap. So things I like about this one, beautiful fine tip. Store it upside down. It will last better for you. So we're just going to do a thin line from the outside edge here, right along that lash line, all the way to the inside edge. There you go. That just kind of opens up the eye. See the difference between the two? All right, same thing on the other side. Okay, so great question. Why do I like this one? Once this dries down, this is not going anywhere. You could jump in the water and it's not going to go anywhere. It also, this tip, for whatever reason, is kind of goof proof. I am not gifted with liquid liners. And I needed to find one that was kind of goof proof. That's this one. All right. So we are going to put our brows on at this point. So whatever brow product it is that you are using, you'll do that now. I have fashion colored hair, so I usually have a variety of different choices. Most of them are probably not actually brow products. Although Benefit used to have a really nice brow mascara. Can't remember what it was called, but shame on you guys for discontinuing it because now fashion color is a thing. We need that back. Okay, so you can get on Amazon. They've got some different brow mascaras. But I am using a NYX Jumbo, what is this called? Eye pencil. This is in the color Cupcake. Just a kind of a nice pink color. Whatever it is that you're doing. do that here. So if you do not like the shape of your brow, you feel it's like off a little bit, you don't know how to use a brow product, you don't know what you're doing, come see my girl Olivia. She can do a brow wax for you, threading, lamination, tinting, whatever it is that you need. So come see her. She'll look at your brow, tell you what it is that you need if that's how you want to go, and then show you how to use the products. All right, so for right now we are here. So we're going to be using this right here. And we're just going to fill in the brow. Okay, I don't know if this happens to you. So one thing I love about the lash scissors from Velour is that they're great for trimming brow hairs. Every once in a while, you get one that decides, hey, I want to be longer than everybody else. And you have to tell him, that is not how we do this, gentlemen. Why is my brow a male? I don't know the answer to that. Cars are female. Boats are female. Brows are male? No, my brows do not have a name. My hair does, though. Yes. Okay. So I've had a mohawk since about 2015, I think, and her name is Delilah. So it varies in different degrees, and sometimes it's fixed and you can't tell that's what it is, but her name is Delilah. All right, take a look back, make sure you like your eyebrows. When you are happy with them, you can move on to our next part. Now, I'm getting my hair done this afternoon, so I'm going to be using a waterproof mascara. So first we're going to start out with curling. So I am using, what is this? This Tweezerman Onyx Great Grip Eyelash Curler. And then for mascara today, I am using the, let me get it around for you. There we go. This is the Monsieur Big, and this is the waterproof. When you get your hair done, you never know what's going to splash where, and so that's what we're doing today. So we're going to start out by getting our lash curler on our lashes. You're going to keep it just pulled away a little bit from the root of your lash. When you clamp this down and let it curl, you do not want it pinching the skin of your eyelid. Excuse me, if it pinches at all, you need to release it. Pull it forward just a bit. The goal is not to pull the eyelashes from your eye. We're just trying to curl them. So we're going to get that first eye ready. Find your sweet spot. Okay, there we go. Now ready? Oh, we're going to say the verse together. So let me let it roll around. Okay, so we're just going to let it pause right here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, crimp. Okay. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. Okay, we're going to unclamp that. Gonna get the other side ready. Okay, make sure it's not pinching. There we go. Waiting for it to roll around on the screen. Here we go. Ready, go. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. Okay, so now we're going to grab that mascara and we're going to give a couple of coats. Because we're putting false lashes on, we don't need like a lot of mascara. You just need a little bit so that your lashes blend in with the false lashes. So if you already have black lashes, you might actually be able to avoid this step altogether if you want. Mine are kind of white, so that is not possible. Okay, just a nice light coat there. And switch to the other side. There we go, just making sure we're covering every lash, catching the tips as well. Okay, now you do want to do a regular covering of mascara for the bottom lashes because obviously they're not getting false lashes. So let's get that mascara ready. And I don't know what I did with my magnifying mirror. Oh, there it is. Yay! So we're going to put that on those bottom lashes there, making sure every bottom lash gets a little some love. Come up the underside just a little bit on the tips. All right, mascara, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to get those little bitty ones. Okay. Oh. Now I feel like my mascara might be drying out just a little bit of a smidge, so I'm actually going to go over those one more time. Nice. Now you could add, if you wanted to, I think it'd be pretty, if you put a white eyeliner on the waterline with this particular eye, I think that would be pretty too. I'm not going to do that today, but that's just something that you could add if you wanted to. Just super pretty. So for today, lashes, I'm going to be using, this is the Juvia's Place. This is the Nubian Lash in Royalty. Super pretty, nice little flare lash. We are going to be using our lash tools from Velour, and then we're going to be using the eye lure. This is the, is it 18? Yeah, 18-hour lash glue. So let's pull the lashes off the tray. We're just going to set them in front of us. If you have to, if these are new lashes for you, you've not wore them before, you are going to trim from the outside edge. So on a flared lash, that's going to be the widest edge here. Most lashes have a certain amount of flare to them just sort of naturally. So just take a look at it and see which end is the most narrow. That's going to be the inside. And then the longer lash is going to be on the outside. And that's where you're going to trim from. You're going to trim from the longer lash. So we are just going to hold that lash right there in the center. We're going to grab our 18-hour lash glue. And this one has like a nice paddle. Your adhesive is going to go on the top edge of that band right there. And then we're also going to put it on the back side of the band. On the Nubian lashes, there's sort of a little bit of a flat part. Just about all lashes have some sort of back part to it. I like to put it on both so that you don't end up with your lashes moving at all. I have had it happen before. This was so weird. I was working with a guest and we were in the middle of talking, and I think I had magnetics on that day. Anyways, we were in the middle of talking and all of a sudden one of my lashes just like fell off onto my cheek, and literally her face was like, and so I couldn't stand there and talk to her with like one lash on. So I just kind of turned the other way and yanked the other one off. Things happen. Lashes, no lashes, crazy things can happen. Okay, I see hair on there. We'll get that off. Okay, top edge. I know, seriously, it was like crazy. She looked at me, her eyes like popped out of her head. It was like, you know, I don't know. It reminded me of the time that I was walking with a man at church and his dread fell out. It was kind of that sort of out of body, what is happening sort of experience. Okay. We're going to set that lash down. I think we have, oh, actually, I've got them out of order. I like to set them down in the order they're going in so I don't get them mixed up. Although, kind of hysterical moment. One of my looks that I did last week for the eclipse, I actually had my lashes reversed. So the wide end was on the inside. I don't know. I just considered it to add something to the bizarreness of the makeup that I had on. Okay, so now we're going to take the lash. We're going to hold it right there in the center. Make sure the smaller edge is what's going to go in on the inside of your eye. And we're just going to set that there, right where your lash is meeting your eyelid. And then we're going to do the inside corner and the outside corner. Just making sure everything's making good contact. We can see the inside. Sometimes it takes a little bit of convincing. It's okay. You got your little tool. You just tell it where it needs to go. And then as that adhesive gets its tackiness, it will stay. And then we're just going to work our lashes into the lashes. There we go. Some days take more convincing than others. Now we're going to grab the lash for the other side. I think that one's tearing out. There we go. Lash for the other side. Again, the smaller end is what should be on the inside. So we're going to set that right down in the middle, right where your lash is meeting your eyelid. And start inside, outside, doesn't matter. And remember, the glue does dry clear. So if you need to reposition anything, it doesn't matter because it's all going to be clear in the end. And it looks like this needs to come down. There we go. My inside corners are being a little ornery today. Working our lashes in. There we go. And I can see already it is watering a little bit, so let's just get that out the corner there. And you can see this is just a nice, it's a medium volume lash from Juvia's, but it just gives you enough, but not like wah-wah. Yes, that is the technical term, wah-wah. All right. And yeah, it's just a regular Kleenex, and I just make a point on it so that I can just get the tears without disturbing the makeup. So I'm just going to press and make sure that everything is pushed down, everything is making good contact. And you can see what a difference those lashes make in the overall appearance of the makeup look in the eyes. It kind of helps to draw your attention into your eyes. I mean, with this level of blue, it's not like you need a whole lot of help, but just a little something. All right. So now that we have got those on, let us say our verse together. So it is just about ready to roll across the bottom of your screen there. So let's see. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. Amazing. So this week, as you go throughout your week, just use that verse as kind of like a timing as you're doing your makeup. You can do it between each different part, and that just helps you to keep saying it and put it at the forefront of your mind and to really begin to hide that word in your heart. So now that we have our makeup application done, we want it to stay like this and be like this all day long. So we're going to use our Urban Decay. This is the D-Slick. They have several different kinds of setting sprays. You choose what works best for you. If you want the one that has the vitamin C because you want a little hydration and you want a little freshness and a little brightening of the skin, do that one. you don't have combo skin, oily skin, just use the original setting spray. That one will work perfect for you. There's also the Ultra Matte and then the Ultra Glow. So Glow going to give you that nice dewy finish, especially if you have drier skin. That's going to be great for you. The Ultra Matte, if you have like really oily skin, just make sure you're giving that a shake before you put that on, so that you don't have that settlement from that kaolin clay. All right, so the D-Slick, we are going to decap this. I always shake it up just because it feels like the thing you should do. So now we're going to just tip our head back a little bit, give it a couple of sprays. Then we will fan that down. And our makeup will be good to go and be set for the duration of the day. So love that. Absolutely wonderful setting spray. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today, asking your questions in the chat there. I look forward to hanging out with you throughout the week on social media, or better yet, come see me at my store in Midlothian, Texas. So let's just look at our verses again. So last week we did, I can do all things through Christ who gives you strength, Philippians 4:13. And then today we've got trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding, Proverbs 3:5. So just a reminder that we do have that the James book is going to be coming out. I'll be talking about that all week long. It is probably not going to be approved and published before next week. So next week will be another verse that will kind of be tiding us over, and truth that we need to learn about this next week. So you can find a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus on your favorite podcast platform. Podbean, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. That was kind of a mix of the two words. You get the point. So just enjoy that, whether you're watching this here live with me, watching it later on. If you want to watch and be able to do it with it and pause and start and all of that, you can do that as well. So we are going to have a blessing, and then we are going to say a prayer and head out for the week. So you know how much I love scripture and song. So here is our blessing that we have for this week. And I'm just going to sing it out. You ready? Here we go. If you know it, sing it with me. The Lord bless you and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift his face toward you and give you peace. Oh, Heavenly Father, how we thank you so much for our time together today. Father, that we live in such a wonderful place that we can openly and boldly talk about our love for Jesus. And I thank you for this verse that you've given us this week, that we would remind ourselves to trust on you, to lean on you, Father, and not on our own selves. Father, I just pray that you would bless each one of these people, whether they're watching live or they're watching later on. I just pray that you would bless them as they go throughout this week, that you would help us to take these verses that we are memorizing and that we would keep them in our mind, but then also in our hearts, Father. I just pray a blessing on them this week until we meet again next week. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Well, this has been a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus. It has been a joy to hang out with you today. I look forward to seeing you on social media throughout this week. And, come to my store. Check me out in Midlothian. I would love to meet you in person. Bring your look with you and let me see what you got. All right. Well, until we see you again, goodbye. God bless.